how do I say, public service announcement. No one should know anything about you that you are afraid of the public knowing. Like your deep, dark secrets are for you and God. Let me because what? Hey y'all, welcome to the Shadea Renee's podcast. Grab your favorite water, your favorite snack, whatever you like, and let's lock into this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Shadea Renee podcast. I hope you guys have been loving the audio only podcast like I have been loving it. Hold on guys, I want to adjust the light because I think that's what y'all think about this one? I like this. Too bright. That's not bad. I don't know. Like, let me see. Hold on 1 second, guys. Should I do no light? Let me see. All right, I think I'm gonna work with this one. Yeah, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the audio only podcast. Like, I have been enjoying making them. And, oh, guys, I didn't even do my mic check. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. My check is giving what it's supposed to be giving. Yeah, period. Guys, I hope you guys have been enjoying the audio only podcast. Like I have been having so much fun recording them for y'all. But I decided to show my face today because we got to talk. Okay, we got to talk about some real life things, what I've been seeing a lot, what I've been hearing a lot, and being a person who's been there, who's done that, I'm like, why not talk to my people? Why not talk to my community about what we got to talk about? Now, guys, if you are new here, welcome to the family. Thank you for joining. And if you are my A1, day one, welcome back, baby. Thank you for staying around. Thank you for cooperating. Thank you for everything. I really do appreciate you. And I hope that this community has been nothing but healing, fun, laughter, love, and growth for you. And many more beautiful things. Okay, skip that. Guys, today we're talking about the cutting people off mentality, right? The cut it, right? And as you know, I love to write my notes freehand. I love to content create. I'm a writer. That's what I do. So I wrote some notes out. I've been looking a little bit of here and here to talk to y'all. So today we're talking about the cutting people off mentality. The cutting people off mentality, what is it? Like, what is it about? How does that come into place? What does it mean? I got you. Cutting people off mentality comes from us not knowing what category to put people in from the beginning. Don't worry, I'm going to go over all of that. Before I get started, I want to share one of my favorite quotes. And the quote goes like this. You probably have heard it, but I don't know if you've really digested it. I didn't really digest it until it took me a while to really get it. Sometimes you'll hear things and you'll bypass it, but until you're in the experience, until you're going through it, that's when you get it. So the quote goes, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. So when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Not the second time, not the third time, but the first time. Too many times we fall in love with accepting people for who they are and then still try to change them. Or even worse, we fall in love for the potential of what we think. The potential of what we think. Keyword, what we think the person can become. And I just want to elaborate on what are the dangers of doing that. Because imagine someone shows you who they are and they're living in their true authentic self. This is who they are. They're okay with it. They have accepted it, and that's just them. Like, what are they gonna do? This is who they are. They're true to it. And here you are accepting them for who they are, but because you're compassionate and you're an empath and you're loving and you are a person who sees the good in people, so you think you can have some kind of impact on them and change them. And though it's possible, I wouldn't bank on it. So what are the dangers of doing this? Believing you can change people, or believing in their potential and not who they've shown you that they are. The first danger is, yes, people can change, but what if they never change? Is that a possibility that you are open to and okay with? The second danger is, what if something happens and they become the worst version of the already unhealed version of who they are? Is that okay with you? Like, let me explain. What if a life event takes place and now they are going through trauma and they're going through stress and you're going through something, and everybody goes through something, and it's bringing out the worst parts of them and the worst version of them. But because one, you're already in love with who they are and who you think they can become and who you think they have the potential to be, and two, you believe that changes can come even though they're showing you who they are. Are you okay with that? Like, would you be okay if they end up being worse than who they are right now? Is that okay with you? And third, yes, they can change, but I would keep them at arm's length until I see the changes. Because the last thing you want to do is fall in love with the potential of someone. It could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, it could be even falling in love with a job because you feel like you can have some impact on that workplace or some impact on that business in general. Yeah, never try to change someone or change something. You can have an impact on people, but you can never necessarily make a change. That person has to want to, and they must have the desire to want to change their circumstances or themselves. So now that goes to the big elephant in the room. Do you have to cut everyone off who treats you badly? What do y'all think? What's your answer? My answer is no. You do not have to cut everyone off that treats you badly. But I have a disclaimer. Disclaimer. The disclaimer is, I don't believe in being friends with my exes. I don't believe that my ex and I could develop a friendship. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe in being an enemy either. But what I do believe in is deleting their number and not staying in communication with them, especially if I don't plan on going back to that situation, right? And how about like social media? I wouldn't like delete them off of social media, but communication still wouldn't be the thing for me, because X is an X. And you have to think about it. Would you want your partner to be friends with their ex? Would you want your partner to still be in communication with their ex? So this doesn't go for exes. An ex is an ex. That relationship is over for a reason. No, y'all don't have to be enemies, but I personally, this is my opinion, I wouldn't be friends either. Now, back to what I was saying about you don't have to cut everyone off. You just have to learn what categories to put them in. So I'm going to go over the 4 categories of people, of how to place people. So the first category is friends. Friends are people who you hang out with. You share basic information with them and very light day-to-day activities. So you can be like, I went to the gym, like, hey, you want to go get ice cream? You want to go grab lunch real quickly? Like, you want to grab lunch today together? Or I just heard about this new vegan spot in downtown. You want to go check it out? Like, basic friendship things, basic building friendships. Because the purpose of a friendship is to know if it's going to be a friendship, remain basic, or if it's going to eventually graduate into best friends or close friends. Which brings me to the second one, close friends. Close friends share somewhat of personal information, and they may or may not know where you lay your head. Close friends are people who have graduated. Now you're able to trust them. Now you're able to know different things about them. So in return, you share different things about you, and you're getting comfortable with them. You're getting in a space where it feels good. You guys have a lot in common, or maybe you're very different, but you have an understanding. It starts to feel, it starts to feel good. It's very mutual, and we're getting to that comfy space. They're slowly graduating to best friends, which brings me to the next category, besties. Besties eventually become a family. With best friends, you can share very personal information. They might have your home address. They're allowed in your best friend circle. So you might want your male best friend to meet your female best friend, or you may want your high school best friend to meet your college best friend. And you're creating a community of friends where everyone knows each other and they're comfy with each other. And best friends are people who you can trust. You're at that point where you trust them. Now, not with your life, but you trust them with certain things. They know your partner, or they know of your partner. They know about your mom. They have contact with your mom. If anything should happen, they have your emergency contacts down pack in their favorites, in their contacts. Like, it's very cool. Best friends eventually graduate to family. Now, the last one is associates. I probably should have done this one first, but it's cool. So associates are basic conversations, basic everything, basic simple little stuff. You don't really talk to them long. Even if you talk to them for a long time on the phone, you know how to control what you say. And if you're a person who don't know what to control, who don't know how to control what you say, I wouldn't recommend having conversations on the phone for them very long. I would make it simple, short, and to the point. Hey, what was the address for here again? Do you know where I can find this again? Hey, how you doing? I saw you posted something online. Everything good? Just simple. If you have to offer some advice, you offer some advice. If you have to help with something, you help with something. But very basic. Now, disclaimer. How do I say? Public service announcement. No one should know anything about you that you are afraid of the public knowing. Like, your deep, dark secrets are for you and God. Because unfortunately, we can't see people's hearts. And as people get to know themselves, things about them start to change, even including their circles. So just be mindful of oversharing. Oversharing is when you say too much, and then you're at a point now where this person has grown out of your company, or you've grown out of their company, and they feel some type of way. And the secrets, the deepest, darkest secrets that you don't want anyone to know, they now know. And the pictures that you don't want anyone to see, they now have access to them, and they can leak them, and they can use them to turn them against you. And you're going to be in a part of your life where you're stressed out and you feel down because you overshared. So if you've done it already, it's cool. Pray about it, bypass it, keep it pushing. But if you haven't done it already, just be mindful when selecting friends. Just be mindful that not even your best friends, not even some of your family or any of your family should know your deepest, darkest secrets. Be careful of oversharing. Like they call it word vomit. It's very dangerous, and you only end up regretting it anyway. So just be careful. Now, the last point I want to make is coworkers are not your friends. Let me say it again. Mic check, mic check. Coworkers are not your friends. Coworkers are not your friends. Do your job. Pass time with mutual conversation, not personal conversations, and go out your yard. Literally, go to work, pass time with mutual conversations, not personal conversations, and go home. That's that. Coworkers are not your friends. Yes, coworkers can eventually become friends, and they can eventually graduate to associates, but that's very rare. And if it's a job that you really like, or you see yourself there for a long term, or it's a career, or you can resign, or there is some good pension, some good benefits, it would be best to keep a coworker that you're going to see every day as just a coworker. Now, what are some of the dangers of having a coworker as a friend? Having a coworker as a friend, it can create a very uncomfortable environment, and the job you always love will become the job you now want to leave if things should ever go south with you and that coworker that has now become your friend. The environment will feel divided because now people are going to have to pick a side. So people that you guys used to get lunch together in groups of threes and fours, now they're gonna like, okay, we can't go with Renee. Okay, we can't go with Jess because if I go with Jess, Renee's gonna be mad, and if I go with Renee, Jessica gonna be mad. So I'm gonna go alone, or now I'm gonna have to find new people to go with. It just creates a very uncomfortable environment. It divides the environment and it makes the environment extremely toxic. And going to work every day will eventually feel draining. I have been there. I have been there where I thought that coworkers and I were so cool, so good, that we were friends. And I could share a little personal there. And I could share a little personal detail over here. And we could hang out. And next thing you know, we're chilling. And we're doing this and we're doing that. And they know my boo and they know my bae. And I know their bae. And it's just drama. It's just too much drama. So I decided, next time around, if I should ever be in a work environment, who knows? Maybe one day. But if I should ever be in a work environment or in an environment with a group of people who I have as colleagues or business partners, having them as friends would be the last thing on my mind. They might graduate to associates, but I would be very, very careful, especially if it's a long-term job or a job that you see yourself going to and you're interested in and it's fun for you, or if you're a person who's short-tempered, or if you're a person who just struggles in an environment of toxicness, struggles in an environment of uncomfort, can't focus when you're not comfortable, I will be extremely careful. And the last thing about cutting people off is eventually people will fall off. Some people you never have to worry about cutting them off because eventually they're going to fall off. If they're faking with you, if they're not real, or just in general, if it's time to grow apart from each other, they're going to find their way out of your life. They're going to find that door and excuse themselves anyway. So I wouldn't worry about too much about cutting people off. I would just be my most authentic self and treat people good, treat people with love, treat people with kindness, and keep it pushing. So just to do a recap of the video, because I'm changing a few things up of how I do things. So before I leave and I make my grand exit with my outro, just a little recap of what we spoke about today. We said that the cutting people off mentality is because we don't understand exactly from the beginning what box to put people in. And just like a baby who creeps, they crawl, then they creep, then they walk. I hope I said that right. It takes time. Knowing people takes time. You have to get to know them, learn them, understand them, learn how they want to be loved, learn their loyalty level, learn their trust level, their patience level. Take time to know people. Sometimes a relationship might feel good today, or a friendship might feel good today, or your coworker is creating a space for you that's comfortable and safe, that makes you feel like you want to overshare or experience that word vomit. But just know, like, it takes time. And yesterday's price, not tomorrow's price. And it's not today's price. So the feelings and the emotions that somebody gave to you yesterday might not be who they are today. And that might not be who they are tomorrow. So just take your time and learn people so you can understand them for who they truly are. And y'all know I'm gonna talk about God every chance I get. Don't forget that you can talk to God. You can journal to God. Share some of your deepest, darkest secrets with God. God creates that space for us. That's the point of having a relationship with God is that you can come to Him when things are frustrated. You can come to Him when you don't understand. You can come to Him when you don't know what to do next. And you can go to Him when you're happy and you're in a good mood and everything is going great. God is always a safe space when you're at your lowest or your midpoint or your highest. It's a judgment-free zone with our Father God. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments below what you think about today's video. If you have anything to share with our community, if you have anything you'd like to add, let me know what was your biggest takeaway. And as always, thank you so much for tuning into the Shadea Renee podcast. Remember that you are awesome, you're amazing, and you're great. And you were created to do amazingly great things. And God loves you so, so, so much. Like what? Like what? Like crazy, 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 crazy. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the beat of the drop of a new video or a new podcast. And peace. Bye.